To figure out how far a wheel would rotate if it was spun, we want to figure out what its circumference was, because one time around that circle would be the distance it rolled in one revolution. So let's go ahead and find the distance around the circle, which we call circumference, and then we can use that information to figure out how far the wheel would roll if it revolved 15 times. So let's start with circumference. We know that circumference is equal to 2 times pi times the radius. And I'm going to go ahead and get an approximate answer for this time because we're dealing with a real life situation. I don't want to know how many pi feet this goes. I just want to know the decimal approximation. So I'm going to say 2 times 3.14 times my radius. Now be careful because they try to get you with these problems. My diameter is 26 inches, so I'm not multiplying by 26. I'm multiplying by 13. My radius is going to be always half the diameter, so just watch out for that. As we discussed in the previous video, there's ways to find circumference just using the diameter, but I always like to use the radius. So 2 times 3.4 times my radius of 13. When I multiply that together, I get an approximate circumference of 81.64 inches. So that's how far the wheel would rotate if it was spun one time. And this is how the odometer in your car works. It counts how many times your wheels spin around and then multiplies by their circumference to figure out how many miles you've gone. And also, if you've seen people measuring out like track lines or football lines, you've seen them use that little wheel on a stick thing. This is what they're doing. So that's one revolution. So let's go ahead and multiply by 15 because that's how many times this problem has said we're rotating. So multiplying that number by 15 revolutions gets me a total distance of 1,224.6 inches.